Very well. I mean, he's working within the system, and I'm sure that's why they named him the starter. He's got some poise. He's patient. It looks like he's running their system pretty good.
Mark, do you ever, on a hot day like it's going to be on Saturday, do you talk to like Cliff and Kevin and go, hey, can you maybe slow it down just a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case.
Kick you out of the meeting room?
No doubt, no doubt.
What was your impression of the running game in Gillisley?
Well, very, very impressive. I mean, it starts with their offensive line. They're huge. They're tough. I mean, he's instilled some toughness in them. They got about 80 starts between them, and they are a very physical group. And the tailback is really good. In the second level, he's extremely difficult to tackle.
Coach Sunland just referred to their offense as vanilla obviously by design. I think even Coach Muschamp said as much. So what do you expect from Florida's offense?
Oh, we'll see. I mean, it's first game for us, second game for them. This is going to be a game of adjustments, I think, on both sides. Halftime's going to be very important, I think, for both groups.
You think they were holding quite a bit back?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I've watched Brent Pease over the years, you know, at Boise, and I know his offense has a lot more to it than what I saw Saturday, for sure.
Do you have a feeling that some of the guys that are returning kind of understand it since they played UT and a Boise State guy last season? Do some of the guys have a familiarity with what they're going to bring a little bit?
Well, I think so. I hope so. Again, this is going to be a game of unknowns to begin with. We'll see what the game plan is and adjust from there.
Well, did they do, because I didn't get to watch the game Saturday because I was covering another one, but did they do a lot of that motion stuff or any kind of trickery at all? 95% vanilla?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it's typical first game. I mean, you want to see your offense against an opponent you think you're better than, you know, establish the line of scrimmage and run the football and play action pass and those kind of things. And looks like he got what he wanted out of that first game.
No, they didn't throw it a ton, but what could you glean from their receivers and what they bring?
Well, they can blow the top off. They can fly. All of them can fly. And I'm very, very impressed with their tight end. Number 11, a kid out of Connecticut, who was a tight end. Just watching him develop, he's a threat now. I mean, he's a lot like the kid at Notre Dame. I think that will come on this year for them. I'll be shocked if he doesn't.
Stephen Durrell said that when A&M's offense brings tempo, sometimes the other team tends to try and match it a little. Do you feel they're going to speed things up a little bit more than they did last week?
You know, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Again, that'll be the game day adjustment. Are they going to try to slow the game down to keep our offense off the field? Again, I don't know. We won't know till the first, second quarter how they're going to approach it.
Do you feel tempo is going to play a big part, though, in this game?
I do. You know, sitting here right now, they're probably going to try to keep our offense off the field. That's what I would do anyway. So.
On your cornerbacks with Devontae and DeShazer, at what point, since we can't watch practice, at what point did you know that they were going to be the starters? What did they do that you like so much?
You know, at the DB position, it's all about trust. Who can you trust? And those two guys, because as you guys watched last Saturday, you know, the things I saw watching football all day Saturday was missed tackles, special teams, and I have never seen so many play-action pass bombs for touchdown in my life. Lots of them, and that goes back to eye control. We got to have superior eye control. Guys you can trust, and right now, those guys are the guys we feel like we can trust.
In that sense, is it frustrating for you that you're sitting there watching on a Saturday and your guys aren't working out those type of kinks in the opener?
Well, I mean, it is, you know, the hand is dealt what's dealt, and, you know, life's 90% what happens to you and 10% how you react to it. So it was good. I got a good day of college football in.
How nice is it to have Stephen Jenkins against this group?
Oh, really nice. Are you kidding me? Really nice. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is his kind of ball game, based on what I've seen so far anyway.
How about you personally looking forward to walking out into Kyle Field on such a big day? Coach says there's a lot of historic moments in A&M, but it's going to be one.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be neat. It's going to be really neat, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited about it. You know, we sit there in our staff meetings and we talk about, like this morning we went through the itinerary, and I'm thinking back to all the big games I've been part of, you know, in my career, been fortunate to be part of, and this is going to go right in there with them, I'm sure.
Maybe what's one or two other examples, if you wouldn't mind?
Well, I always thought going to Penn State was neat because you start with the big giant buses, and then you go to the RVs, then you go to the vans, and by the time you get to your locker, you get all the nasty beat-up trucks and cars and people screaming at you. That's pretty neat. Driving into Michigan for the Ohio State Michigan game and seeing the 80-year-old lady give you gestures as you walk off the bus is pretty neat. Yes, pretty neat. Yeah. So some pretty neat environments.
A couple more.
A couple of guys that might have been, you mentioned last week, weren't in the game plan. Did anybody get the message and now have kind of become a part of the game plan, or at least made themselves available?
Yes, I would say that Howard Matthews has made himself available. Beyond that, probably no.
So he's had a pretty good week and a half.
He has, yeah.
Exactly why is this Stephen Jenkins kind of ballgame?
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about Stephen Terrell. I mean,
Really, I'm saying how
Stephen
nice-
Campbell. You're talking about Stephen Jenkins. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Jenkins.
Oh, Jinx. Yeah, it's good to get Jinx back. I thought you were talking about Steve Campbell when I made that statement. This is Steve Campbell's kind of game. I mean, he's a SEC safety. I apologize. We got so many Stevens. We got Stephen Terrell, Stephen Campbell, Stephen Jenkins.
Is it a Jenkins kind of game too?
We'll see. We'll see. I hope so. I hope so.
What was it about Howard Matthews that he was able to kind of work his way back into the rotation?
I just think that his focus has been there a little bit more. I've seen a little bit more focus out of him. He's a prideful kid, and when he wasn't in the mix, he had to find a way to get back in the mix. And hopefully that's a message to everybody on our team.
Is this the type of game that gives your defensive line an opportunity to kind of gain some confidence and show,
I hope so. I hope so, because you go watch that film, that offensive line we're getting ready to go against is extremely, extremely physical. And again, it's our first time with this group, so it'll be interesting to see how we handle that.
One more. That it?
You got enough big bodies out there to play in the heat?
We got enough to start with, yes, ma'am. Let's hope it stays that way. About the heat?
Yeah, line up the press box in there and just show the heat.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Somebody's taking us out in this heat. It's been 100 degrees every day. I think we'll be fine there.
Are you on the sidelines during the game?
I am.
Thanks, Mark.
Alrighty. Thank you, gang.